You might notice that your mind rarely feels completely at rest, even when nothing is happening. Even when the day is quiet, there is still a sense of alertness, of readiness, as if something might be required at any moment. This does not always feel like stress. Often it feels neutral, almost normal, just a background state that never quite turns off. You may have noticed this in the way you scan your surroundings, or check for messages without thinking, or feel slightly unsettled when there is nothing to respond to. What matters here is not what you are thinking about. It is the state your mind is in. Much of modern life quietly trains this state, not through emergencies, but through constancy. There is always something updating, something changing, something you could be aware of. Over time, your mind learns that staying alert is useful, that availability matters, that disengaging fully might mean missing something. So the mind adapts. It stays lightly on, not anxious, not tense, just prepared. This is why switching off can feel unfamiliar, why rest feels shallow, why silence feels uncomfortable. It is not because something is wrong. It is because your mind has learned a pattern that no longer gets clear signals to stand down. This is not a personal failure. It is not overthinking. It is not weakness. It is adaptation. Understanding this matters, because when you believe that constant alertness is something you should be able to control, you turn it into a problem. You start trying to shut it down, force calm, fix yourself. But alertness does not respond to force. It responds to safety, not safety in the dramatic sense, but in the quiet sense of knowing that nothing further is required. That awareness changes how you relate to the experience. Instead of asking, "Why can't I switch off?" you can recognize, "My mind is still in a state of readiness." That shift removes self-judgment. It also changes what actually helps. You do not need to convince your mind to relax. You only need to stop asking it to stay available when there is nothing asking. That does not mean alertness disappears immediately. Patterns take time. But when alertness is no longer treated as a problem, it often softens on its own. Not all at once, not dramatically, just enough to feel the difference. And that difference matters. It allows rest to arrive gradually. It allows quiet moments to feel less demanding. It allows the mind to stop monitoring itself. You are not meant to be on alert all the time, but you are also not broken for being there now. Your mind has simply learned how to survive in a world that rarely stops asking. And understanding that is often the first moment where something inside you can finally begin to rest.